you ever thought about what the internet is actually made of? We talk about cyberspace and the cloud, but what if I told you that this digital world has its own form of real estate, and that a single, shadowy company became the biggest landlord in history, owning not land or buildings, but the very space between the data you send and receive every second? Today, we're diving deep into the story of Nexus Infrastructure Corp., the invisible barons who orchestrated the greatest land grab of all time. To understand Nexus, you have to forget everything you think you know about the internet. It's not just a cloud. It's a physical network of countless miles of fiber optic cables crisscrossing the globe, routing data through massive, complex switches. For decades, this infrastructure was a shared resource, a digital commons. But then, Nexus came along. They didn't build a new social media app or a search engine. Their ambition was far greater. They set out to own the road itself. Quietly, through a series of strategic acquisitions and aggressive infrastructure projects, Nexus Infrastructure Corp gained control over the most critical arteries of the global internet. We're talking about the primary transatlantic cables, the major continental backbones, and most importantly, the next generation of quantum routers capable of handling data at speeds previously thought impossible. While giants like Secra and Amazia were building massive data centers, Nexus was buying the highways that connected them all. They became the gatekeepers, the toll collectors of the information superhighway, and no one even noticed. This is where their genius truly reveals itself. Nexus realized that the internet wasn't just a series of ones and zeros. It was a space with measurable dimensions, the most valuable of which was time, or more specifically, the lack of it, latency. In a world where milliseconds can mean billions of dollars, Nexus found a gold mine not in the data itself, but in the empty space between the data packets. Think of data traveling down a fiber optic cable like cars on a highway. There are always gaps. Between them, Nexus figured out how to sell priority access to these gaps. Their first and most lucrative customers were high-frequency trading firms. For these companies, executing a stock trade a few microseconds faster than a competitor is the difference between making a F or two and losing one. They're in a constant arms race for the lowest possible latency, the quickest connection to the stock exchanges. Nexus approached them with an unprecedented offer. What if you could have your own private, express lane through the internet? A lane with no traffic, no delays, guaranteed to be the absolute fastest route from point A to point B. They called it zero latency. Territory, it was digital real estate. Nexus mapped out the entire global network and began auctioning off exclusive, low-latency pathways. They weren't selling bandwidth in the traditional sense. They were selling a guaranteed time advantage. A trading firm in New York could buy a private slice of cyberspace directly to the London Stock Exchange. This slice was a reserved pathway through Nexus' own fiber and quantum routers, ensuring their data packets always arrived first. The price for this invisible property? Astronomical. These firms paid billions for the privilege. It was an investment that paid for itself almost instantly. With their Nexus-powered speed advantage, they could see market fluctuations and execute trades before anyone else even registered the change. It was a license to print money. All thanks to owning a piece of digital real estate that no one else could see or even knew existed. Nexus had effectively created a two-tiered internet, the standard public internet for all of us, and a premium, lightning-fast subnetwork for the ultra-wealthy. The brilliance of the Nexus model was its invisibility. They didn't own a single skyscraper or plot of physical land that the public could point to. Their assets were buried under oceans and hidden in nondescript buildings around the world. They became trillionaires without ever appearing on the cover of a business magazine. While the world was focused on the tech giants building our apps and services, Nexus was quietly monetizing the very fabric of the digital universe. They were the ultimate landlords, collecting rent on the space between the bits. This raises profound questions about the privatization of our digital infrastructure. Should a single company have the power to control the speed at which information travels? When access to information is fundamental, what does it mean when the fastest lanes are reserved for the highest bidder? The Nexus model created a new form of digital arbitrage, where wealth wasn't just generated by clever ideas or hard work, but by purchasing a literal speed advantage built into the plumbing of the internet. The story of Nexus Infrastructure Corp is a cautionary tale. It shows how value can be extracted from the most unexpected places, and how the control of fundamental infrastructure can lead to immense power and wealth, all while remaining completely hidden from public view. The cyberspace land grab wasn't fought with armies or contracts for physical territory. It was won in the silent, invisible gaps between packets of light, deep within the fiber optic heart of our world. It makes you wonder, what other invisible real estate is being bought and sold right under our noses? Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the hidden economics of the internet fascinating, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the technologies and companies shaping our world. Let me know in the comments what you think about the idea of digital real estate. See you in the next one.